Good day, friends. Good day, humans. Do you rather die than change your ways? That's the actual title for today. And my question to all of you who are willing to, well, change. I know, you've been taught very, very gloomy situation with your death, with your body, with your expectations, with your pragmatic religious views, even bringing hell as a form of, dedicated life just to be dead and not to finish in the higher hell, or let's say lower hell, then stay maybe in a higher echelons of hell. Why we have been so deeply programmed that we cannot just change our things, how we observe the world, how we create the world by our observations, how we manufacture the reality that we want to live in. So based on this little term, you can change your reality. It is real. I'm not saying that is illusion, because whoever is saying that this is illusion, they trying to bring you into their own reality. Yet think for yourself, think by yourself. Would you like to live better? Would you like to live, let's say, healthier? Would you like to live longer? Would you like to live indefinite? Absolutely everything is on the table now. Or basically everything is off the table. Because there is not even a table if you don't need to. There are tables, imperialistic material tables. There is a table that you sit and think that you have to eat off the table. There are tables where doing an averaging how long human should live. There are tables how heavy the child when it's born should weigh. So where are we heading? We are actually heading a bullet train speed into pre-programmed reality of some very, very scared people. And what the most of these people were scared from? Pretty much everybody. Death. So they did everything. And they're trying to do everything to get you in the process that you have to die eventually. So how you prolong your, let's call it, half miserable life to extremes of 100 years old. Do what? You end up like a Kissinger, or Brzezinski's, or Rockefellers, or Queen, our lovely reptilian Elizabeth, who doesn't have a clue that there is another way. But let's say stealing from others to extend her own miserable life. Yet what Prime Creator ordered, absolutely ordered, there is no more stealing from others, so they have to actually live of their own life energy source. They are fastly dying. You just look around. How many these creatures are just disappearing from the planet. Truly disappearing. Which will actually give a lot of more room and a freedom for everybody else who was feeding them until this point to stop feeding them. And they will contain a bit more of this life energy, and maybe they will have a chance to change their attitude towards that, not to be afraid anymore. So in a philosophical terms, death is nothing else but let's say, a new beginning. An old, very wrong philosophical way. Wrong from my perspective. When you start seeing death as something that you choose not to entertain, like you want to watch the movie and you will patiently wait until this movie comes out. You don't go and just watch whatever that everybody else is watching, but you want to watch the movie that you are determined to do. So be patient. Be patient with yourself, trying to understand that this heavy programming has to go off from you in many layers, like a clothing. So imagine how we live. There was a scene in Friends series 10 years ago when Joey, to show his friend Chandler how he can damage all of his clothing, he dressed every single piece of his clothes on him, one on top of the other. And he became really, clown-like zombie. He could not move. Yet, to unwind this kind of, funny representation of being stuck in this reality, you just think that you can remove one piece at a time. You cannot remove all, like 100 of these layers at once. You remove one after another, and eventually you'll end up naked. Or, in allegorical ways, you'll end up stripped of all of your fears, of all of your programming. But for this you have to have an intent. You cannot just let everybody else kind of watch you how you suffer, and they don't want to help. Actually, they just want to make a profit on you, so they will sell you a couple of more pieces of clothes, so you'll put this on top of it, pretending that it will help me. But it will not. It will not help you get freer than you've ever been before, until you start removing them by your own accord, not asking anybody else to do these kind of actions for you. So, do you rather die, or you change your ways? Less traumatic is start changing your ways slowly. Every day you change your life to become a bit better. Slight moves, small little steps, small little decisions. They are very conscious decisions that, well, let's say one, you don't want to use aluminum-based products. Read your details in the description of these products, and if they contain aluminum or any kind of heavy metal, you just don't buy them. Buy something less traumatic for your physical body. Or, second little step, have one vegetarian meal a day. Then have 2 vegetarian meals a day. Or go even further. Have, instead of 3, 4, 5 meals, that including all your snacks, midnight snacks, early morning breakfast, like second and third breakfasts, you start cutting and you have only 2 meals a day. And then you have only 1 vegetarian meal a day. So to me, these are little steps, like pieces of clothing that was blocking you, that was blocking your free movement. So yes, we based our reality around us on fear. Fear of crossing the street, otherwise you'll be hit. Why you would be maybe changing even this attitude, that you can cross the street knowing that you will be absolutely safe and perfect. So not even entertaining these thoughts about being afraid that something bad would happen to you, because this is how the creation works. that what you think, this is what you get. So if you're thinking about your debt in, let's say, a long term, this is what you're going to get. But if you start changing slowly and your thoughts become less aggressive to your physical body, that you can sustain yourself. Let's say start with, maybe my life I can extend to 200 years. 237 will be a nice one for today. Yet who knows, maybe in a couple of months from now you'll reach, let's say, your creative emphasis on 532 years longevity. Wow, that's quite a jump from 80, or until somebody else kill me. This is again giving your life into some other freaky hands. And you know that people or creatures like a queen or some government military officials or very greedy bankers, they would send you in a war in a like this. You go. I need like 2 million people dying on this field in this period of time. Especially has to be a full moon, and we will, well, collect all this beautiful, energy of humans that they have interruption in their indefinite lives, and we collect it and we'll use it for ourselves. So one of the easiest ways to get out of this is you consciously choose to live longer. So absolutely avoid any of these activities where you've been pushed into a conflict by somebody else. Choose your wars very carefully, but not going into the war. Choose your fights very, very diligently, but not fighting with anybody. Be the wise, old man or old woman who looks radiant, youngish, beautiful, by simply giving your ideas to everybody around you without any force. Just presenting them. Put them on the table as a beautiful, fruit, salads, cakes, ice creams, everything is on the table. But you don't shove these beautiful products into their mouth. You let them choose. So this is what I feel that we can transpire every single conflict by just allowing our, let's say, products to be presented to others. This is what I see that Trump is doing. This is what I see that Julian Assange is doing. This is what I see that Satoshi Nakamoto is doing for Bitcoin. He just created a most beautiful environment for the new financial system based on equality and based on individual needs, and disappeared. Nobody knows who he is, where he is, what kind of professor he was, or maybe it's not even he, maybe it's she. Yet we'll find out, or not. It doesn't really matter. But we can start enjoying the fruits that he brought in our table, like on our table. He brought it into our face. It's up to you to choose. Now, many other very creative beings start doing pretty much a similar way. Ethereum is another one. Smart contracts, you can make your own tokens. They can call them a Trump coin. I mean, this one already exists, so you can make it under your name. If you're still kind of a little bit ego-driven and you have a pull in America, what Trump do at the present moment. So, 743 different cryptocurrency are fully active right now on the trade market, on the crypto trade market. Enjoy them. I mean, buy for a $1 a couple of thousand of some, let's say, Trump coins. No, you can buy maybe 20 for a $1 Trump coins. But who knows? Down the road, a couple of months, maybe 2 years from now, they will be worth a couple of million. I mean, who knows? It's the same as your debt. If you choose something different, you will expect a different results. So, bottom line on this little chat, you can choose everything but debt. So what is opposite of debt? You choose life. What is opposite of dollar, euro, and fiat currency? Bitcoin. So you can choose, but it's up to you to create your own reality. Satoshi Nakamoto cannot help you. Trump cannot help you. He can place it in front of you, and it's up to you to choose it without any hesitation that it will harm you. Because you know it's your choice. Based on this, your responsibility. So now a little poem called like this. Let your ego go to rest. Let your ego go to rest. Let your pride die suddenly and with no regrets. Let your philosopher, death is nothing more than last ego breath. Let your death become epiphany of life, but only when you cut off the ego with the sharpness of the knife. Let it be as on beginning of the times, when gods walked on earth, not afraid and never hungry. Let it be as creation intended, for each of human gods to wonder why this life will never end.